Hi and welcome. This is my Flosstube number 9. My name is Esther and this is a video about cross-stitch. Welcome to you all, whether you are new here or you are returning. I appreciate you all, so welcome. Since my last video, I have joined for the first time, not for once, but for the first time, a live video. It was hosted by Stitchlet by Claire. Claire always does her Flosstubes live, but usually because she lives in the States, she does them on times where not only me, but Europeans are usually asleep. But this time she changed the time, so us from Europe could join as well. And thank you very much for that, Claire, because it was really great. It was so much fun, and it was great to be able to chat with Betsy and Christina and Emma and Vanessa and Linda, Leonie and Michael and of course also, did you think I would forget you? That one Flosstuber who is probably one of the most mentioned Flosstubers on in other people's Flosstubes, namely Darcy. I don't think there's a single Flosstuber who doesn't know Darcy. And now I have mentioned you as well, Darcy. By the way, I hope you would like to help support Claire, because at the moment she has to do her lives on her husband's laptop with, let's say, unstable Wi-Fi, and that moment where she reaches 1,000 subscribers, she will be able to go live from her cell phone. So please go and subscribe to her channel. You don't need to watch her videos, but although I think you should, but please support her. Thanks. Okay, now it's time to find the winners of my first giveaway. I had these two silks from Miss Usidas. I found the winners on Wednesday. Today is Friday, so it's 2 days ago, and I did it with Spin the Wheel, and I will put in a little video here for the first one, which is the golden one called Sienna. Let's see who won that. So now it's 7:11, and we are going to see who's winning the golden silk. And there are 8 participants. And the winner was the Stubborn Stitcher. Congratulations, Tony. This one is going to Texas, if I remember correctly. So the other one is this one. It's also silks from Miss Usidas. It's called Mojito. And let's see who wins that one. And now it's time to find out who won the green silk. And I have now learned that I made a mistake by giving you the word drink, because a lot of you use the word drinks. So next time I will choose a word that is easier to use in a sentence. So that's my bad. Therefore I decided not to do the comment picker, but to spin the wheel instead. So let's see who wins this one. The Rainy Day Stitcher. That was Jessica. Congratulations, Jessica. Also known as the Rainy Stitcher. Rainy Day Stitcher. Not the Rainy Stitcher, sorry. Could you please both send me an email and give me your mail information so I can ship these off to America? Thank you for participating in my first giveaway. Since my next video will be my 10th Flosstube, I will probably make a giveaway there as well. I haven't figured out yet what I want to give as a prize, but I still have got a fortnight to find out. So now it's time for whips. First of all, I actually have an FO. You have seen this one before. You have also seen this one. And this one. And finally, I finished the last one. So I made the 5 out of 6. And I forgot to bring the pictures of how they all should look, but I'll put it up here. And then you can see that I missed one of them, but I think I said last time I don't want to do that one. So then we go to my whips. I don't have that many whips this time because I have, not that I haven't been stitching, but I have been concentrating, most focusing on 2. Of course, there's the Temperature Tree by Stitching Mommy. It's on light blue 14 count Ada. It's almost up to date, and I put in some more branches here. Not that much. As you can see, it's still cool weather here. We have about, the sun is shining today, but we only have about 8-9 degrees. It's not warm. Then there's my star pillow with the silk oxide from Mrs. Cedar's. I have also worked quite, you can actually see almost how big it's going to be now. There's still a lot of work on this, but this is also my travel piece, and not that we travel that much, but eventually it will be done, but I'm in no hurry because this is just a nice, I also use this when we have staff meetings, then I stitch on this one. So I get a little stitch here and a little stitch in there. Then last weekend, Elaine from Galliana CrossStitch, she had a weekend challenge that from Friday evening till Sunday evening, the ones who could stitch 3,000 stitches on one of her pieces, I mean one of her designs, not one of her pieces, one of her designs, and you could win a pattern of your own choice. And I decided to focus on Victoria Street, and I'm doing this on black 16 count Ada with the DMC 4060 called Weeping Willow. And I got 3,001 stitches, and I did that in 23 hours and 30 minutes. And then my eyes were completely, not damaged, but completely tired of working on black Ada, so I haven't touched it since. I think I need a little break from black Ada. And talking about taking breaks from the whips, most of my whips I'm actually going to put aside for now, to take them out of rotation, because Stitch Mania is coming up very soon. But more about that later. I all of a sudden had a new start. I hadn't seen that coming. But all of a sudden I was tired of all my whips, and I think I have about 20, and I didn't want to stitch on any of them, so I decided I'm going to have a new start. and I decided to do this lemon tree by Anastasia Alex from Antique Stitch. This is from Etsy. This pattern is often sold with the pattern of an orange tree as well, and I have that as well, and I'm going to do that also. This is an 18 count Ada called Icy Topaz, and this is how far I am. Actually, I had planned to see that actually I wanted to finish this yesterday, but yesterday evening I was so exhausted that I fell asleep in my chair and didn't wake up until past midnight, and then I just went to bed. But this one I did 5,452 stitches on, and I think it's beautiful, and most of you have seen it on if at least if you follow me on Instagram. And I haven't got a clue why my English is like this today, but you have to live with that. Sorry for that. So that were my whips. So now plans. As I said before, Stitchmania is coming up, but I also participate in WhipGo, and the 2 next numbers have just been drawn. And mine number 19, the Sewing Cats by Solar Design. And my goal for this one is to finish those 3 cats. Oh, 3 cats, but it will probably be those 3 cats. And I'm going to stitch it on 16 count Ada called Pewter Grey. Yeah, and I will start that tomorrow because I'm going to stitch this on May 1st. That's the only day I will give this for now. And on the 2nd of May, I'm going to do my WhipGo number 22. It's called Winter Snowfall by Shannon Christine Designs. And this is on 14 count Ada, Yorkshire. And I'm going to do it with this teal color and the white, of course. And then I will start Stitchmania. Just a moment, I need something to drink. My favorite cup. On May the 3rd, I'm going to stitch on Casa Stregata. This one. It's 100 by 146. So that's probably a thing I will not be able to finish in one day. I'm using the call for, where's my, I'm using the call for colors, DMC. I'm not going to show you all the threads, just for some of them. And I'm doing it on this, it's 18 count Ada Rustico Oatmeal. Okay, and on the 4th of May, I will do Blissfully Unaware by Hands On Design. Oh, I will start on it anyway. And this is on Ada again, 16 count. And this is hand-dyed by me. And actually, I think that's the piece where I succeeded the most in making it looking really nice. In my humble opinion, anyway. The next one on the 5th of May, this Haunted House Trio by Waxing Moon Designs. I haven't decided on which house I'll start yet, but I will do them all 3 on this one. Also hand dyed by me, and it's Ada. And the floss I'm going to use, there are some DMCs, and the rest are fancy floss. There are some weak die works, and one gentle arts, and then sorry, the silk sienna from Mrs. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that is going to look. On the 6th of May, I'm going to do a small one called We Wish You a Happy Halloween. It's from Just CrossStitch, the Halloween issue of 2020. And I'm going to do that on 25 count even weave called Mushroom. And I will use the Gentle Arts Black Licorice floss. And that's the first time I'm trying to use another black other than DMC 310. So very curious on how that's going to look. On the 8th of October, it's called the 31st of October. That's why I probably say October. The 8th of May, I'm going to do this one. I will put the names of all these plants in the description box below. And this one I will do on light blue Ada 14 count, and I will use the silks from XD Designs, this silk. So it will look like this. On the 9th of May, I will do this one, Something Big This Way Comes. I'm not going to do everything. I think I'll just do like this. So it should be a pretty quick stitch. And I'm using the call for DMC. Actually, this magazine doesn't do DMC. They use solar ones. But I have chosen these 3 DMCs. And I will do it on plain white 14 count Ada. That doesn't happen very often that I use plain white since I started dyeing my own fabric, but sometimes you have to do white, right? Okay, the next one on the 10th of May, I'm going to do the Halloween castle. Let me see if I can find it. This one. And I'm not going to do it on a dark fabric. I'm going to do it on this 14 count, and it's hand dyed by me. And the colors are the call for DMCs. So maybe in the other one it was the call for DMCs as well. On the 11th of May, I will do this Happy Halloween from Lindner's CrossStitcher. I will only do the upper part of this, and I will use the fabric is this pale lilac 14 count Zweigart Ada, and the colors are the call for DMCs. On the 12th of May, I will do First Eek Avenue, and I will use the call for DMC and one classic colorwork, Bean Sprout. But the rest are called for DMCs. I will stitch it on 14 count Ada, hand dyed by me. The 13th of May, it's time for Halloween and Black Cats by Solar Stitch. One of those patterns I needed to buy, even though I do have a lot of patterns that I haven't stitched yet. And this is an 18 count Ada Rustico. I'm going to do it on that one. And I will use the call for DMC. On the 14th of May, I will do this little one. It says 40 by 55. so it will probably take around 6 hours or so. That's what they write. I will use the call for DMC, and again I will use some of my brownish, maybe I should put brownish hand-dyed fabric for that. That were my Stitch Mania plans for the first 15 days of May. That might change, but I don't know yet. But I will tell you more about that, and I'm going to do a short life update in the end of this video. I think that was it for now. Yeah, and now it's time for welcome to Curator's Corner. This time I actually didn't have that much haul to show you, and the curator and me wasn't at all happy about that. But I'll come back to that. First of all, what I had to show you was I have to show it very far from afar, because these are only the patterns. This is Peppermint, the Peppermint of Copenhagen. It's a lot of Christmas, but there are only the patterns in it. And then I bought this magazine. It's a Spanish one, and there are, as you can see, there are a lot of cute designs. Not that I want to do all of them, but there are a lot about gardening, and I will show you one of them. But they are also full of patterns. But some of these motifs here I find very cute. And then I had bought some patterns, because a curator always keeps adding new patterns to the stash, right? Peppermint Purple has done a floral biscorno. I have never done biscornos before, and with this comes a very, how do you put it, a very thoroughly walk through or sew through how to make biscornos, and I hope I will be able to follow those instructions, and I think they are pretty cute. And then Marian Anthony in a comment led me to a Russian or Ukrainian Flosstube. I haven't had time to watch her Flosstubes yet, but she led me to her because she was showing in her first Flosstube an FFO, a fully finished object, with a crocus in. So I went to find out who made that pattern, and I found out it was Maria Brovko, who has a store on Etsy called Cute Patterns by Maria. And I went to her store and actually found some patterns I liked more than that crocus. So in the end, I purchased those instead of the crocus. There was nothing wrong with the crocus, but there was too much that wasn't a crocus, because the pot, that would take quite a lot of stitching, and I prefer, when I stitch crocuses, to stitch the plant itself. But she had the cutest little Easter eggs with animals. They are so cute. So I had to buy these, and also she had some cross-stitch pattern with Easter eggs with flowers, and there was actually a crocus on. And as you can see here, it's just the flowers, not a lot of stuff around it, so just the flowers. But anyway, thank you, Marian, for showing me in that direction, so I found these patterns. And then last time I watched Kansas City Girl in Colorado was the last Flosstube. She had come up with some new patterns. Spring in Williamsburg Trio. And I immediately fell in love with this one. So I went straight to, yeah, I forgot what it's called where you can buy these, but I will put the link below. And I purchased all 3 of them. Yeah. And eventually I'm going to make that little house. And actually I have done one of her other patterns before, the orange street. I can put a picture up here. And I did that in DMC Etoile. And I am actually thinking maybe I should do this in Etoile as well, but I haven't decided yet. So, and then of course my prize for doing these 3001 stitches, I decided to pick the stitching shelves from Galliana CrossStitch. So this one was my prize, so I actually won this. And I haven't decided when I will start it yet, and I haven't decided how I'm going to stitch this, but I think I'm thinking about maybe I will use more colors in this one, but I'm not sure yet. As you see, this were actually all the haul that I had. That's not my standard. I usually have, and I know you will probably have higher expectations, and you will probably sit now and say, was that it? Of course not. Because, as I said before, the curator and me was not happy with that small amount of haul, and therefore I went to Casa Chinina. And I will show you that in a while. But first, I would like to introduce you to a new feature here in Curator's Corner. It's a new feature that it will not show up every time, but sometimes, from time to time, I will have this little feature. Cool tool. So, cool tool. My choice of cool tool this time is this one from a CrossStitcher magazine, and it's old. As you can see, it has got its little. It has been used. It came with, I think I bought it in 2008, 2009, or maybe even before. And you might think it's just a measurement tape. It's not. Of course, you have here inches, and on the other side you have centimeters. That's pretty smart. But that's not the smartest part, because on the other side you got, for Ada, 11, 14, 16 and 18 count. A little gauge. And that's very good as well. But the best thing, if you turn it around, you got the needle sizes. The most common needle sizes, it's 22, 24, 26. Well, I mostly use 26 or 28, but still, if I have a needle and I cannot decide which size it is, and it's smaller than 26, I know it's a 28. So this is really what I call a cool tool. Okay, and back to the Casa Chinina haul. As I said before, the curator and me went to shop on Casa Chinina. I ordered at Casa Chinina on Monday and it arrived Thursday, because when you shop at Casa Chinina, if you spend at least a certain amount of euros, you will get a discount on your freight, on your shipping, and your shipping will also be express. That means when I order from Casa Chinina, sometimes it takes 2 days, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 days, and then it arrives here. I think that's also one of the reasons why I like shopping at Casa Chinina so much, because it gets here fast. Okay, let's move into it. I bought another one of this Galliana Gebert Christmas patterns. And as you can see, I've marked 2 that I want to show you. This is an Ilix. I'm not going to make the tablecloth, but I like the Ilix itself. And where is it? This one is so adorable. It's called Weihnachtszeit, means Christmas time, and it's 2 snowmen riding a sledge. Don't you find that cute? I find it cute, and I think that's the that's the most important thing, since I was the one who bought it. Then I bought a French CrossStitcher magazine. This is from 2012, and they have a what you call it, a feature about Little Red Riding Hood. I think this is very, very cute. I'm thinking of doing it for one of my nieces, as I have 3 nieces. So maybe I should. I'm not going to stitch it 3 times, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But I think I'm definitely going to stitch it someday. I have a whole list of patterns I want to stitch. And there's actually also a Little Red Riding Hood sampler. And there are other cute patterns in here. Most of them are flowers, but I like flowers, so it's no problem. And then I bought this one. And this is actually the newest one, I think. It's from April 21. So it is new. Unfortunately, I cannot show you anything inside because it's only patterns, and there are no color suggestions, but there are so many cute patterns. I'm going to show you these very briefly, and you have to notice the ones in the corner and here. They are small Italian motifs. And I think you know that I like Italian-like motifs, and that's the reason why I'm stitching this one. So there are really a lot, and you can see some of them here, and these tulips and some anchor thread as well. I really wish I could show you some of them, but I can't. Yeah, I can show you on the back side. I like this one as well, without the hen. And I also bought this one, and that's from February this year. And again, no, this one I can actually show you some of the patterns, but most of the pages are just patterns. As you can see, it's mostly flowers, this one. Let me see if I find this very beautiful, but I will probably never do it. But maybe I will do one of the flowers or 2. But there are a lot in here. And they are actually, everything is flower. Whereas you can say in this one, it's everything about kitchen. Because there are fruits, flowers, coffee, tea, eggs, yeah, you name it, everything that you can eat. Then Adam Dunn, I hope I said correctly, he enabled me because he had been watching one of my former Flosstubes where I was talking about Halloween Town by Madame Chantilly, and he said she has actually done a pattern called En Retard with Christmas. I went to look for that, and of course I have to have that one. I really like Chantilly. And with this one, as with a lot of other patterns, I haven't got a clue when I'm going to start it, but eventually. Yeah. And then you should think it should be enough, right? Not with this Curator. No, no, no. Because, of course, I needed some more fabric. I mean, when I shop at Casa Chinina, I definitely need to buy some fabric. Just a moment, I have to remove a cat. Okay, I'm back. So I bought, it's quite a lot. It's white 25 count even weave, and there's actually 170 centimeters by 50 centimeters. It's because I will try to do some dyeing eventually. And I gotta remove that cat. No, he jumped up there. May I present Felix? And the same I did with some antique white. It's also, everything is 25 count. There's also quite a lot here, half a meter, and this is by 140 centimeters. And I'm also going to try to dye some of this. Then I bought some cream, and this is a fat quarter. And everything, it's Zweigart Lugana even weave. Felix. And some pewter gray. You know, that's one of the great things about cats. They are so elegant, right? And something with the color of moss green. Felix! Don't! A color called daffodil. And vintage mocha. And lime green. And vintage June. Felix? No. Yeah, you are mischievous right now. Vintage June, it was called. And then something called Pacific Metallic Blue. It has a, I think you can see the glitter in it. Yeah, there. And also some iridescent whites that also has glitter in it. And last, some white Ada 16 count for dyeing. So, one should think that was enough, right? But no, no, no. Because as from midnight today, Caterpillar CrossStitch has opened for pre-order of the last 3 called Hello Sunshine. And of course, I am going to participate in that sale. Luckily, that sale doesn't start until the 28th of May. And while I was there shopping, I thought, well, I might as well buy Hello Pumpkin. I just forgot Hello Pumpkin, because that's the last 3. And I haven't stitched that one. I have stitched Hello Deer and I have stitched Hello Petal, but not the... And this one, I think I'm going to do some color conversions, but because I'm not that happy with all of these colors. Some of them are okay, but some of them, they're not that much to my liking. Okay, that was it for now, for this time. And anyway, that was all I had about cross stitch this time. So if you're not keen on life updates, thank you for visiting, and I'll see you next time, I hope. Because this time I actually decided to do a little life update. I usually don't do that because I prefer to talk about cross stitch, but I wrote about it yesterday on Instagram, and as you might have noticed, I have lately been suffering from, first of all, toothache, but also what is it called? Otitis. I mentioned that in my last Flosstube, and now the tooth is out, but I still got problems. I can hardly hear on my left ear. So, to cut a long story short, I went to see the ear doctor yesterday. I only got 10-15% of my hearing ability left on my ear, and I was suffering from middle ear I'm suffering from middle ear cholesteatoma. I'm going to put the word down here because I haven't got a clue if I pronounce it correctly. It's a serious illness of the ear, and if it's not treated, it can lead to serious complications. That means I have to undergo surgery. And the surgery will last between 2 and 5 hours, so it's a pretty huge one. I've never had surgeries that lasted more than 20 minutes, so I'm pretty shaken up by it. And the reason why I tell you this is that it will probably affect, first of all, my Stitchmania plans. That depends if I will get called into the hospital during May. Maybe it will not be until June. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when it will be, but probably it will not take that long before. And that might mean that my Stitchmania plans will go down the toilet, as well as a lot of other plans. And maybe it will mean that I have to postpone some of my Flosstube videos, or maybe do them without you being able to see my face. Because, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to look the first weeks after, because they're going to cut some of the hair, and they're going to open behind the ear, and maybe I will have a big bandage. So I don't know, but time will tell. But I just wanted to let you know that in case my Flosstube suddenly doesn't appear every fortnight like it usually does, then you probably know why. But I would probably write something on Instagram to let you know. So yeah, I think you have also been able to hear it today, because I have been a bit unfocused. I know, and apologize, but I wanted so much to do this Flosstube, but yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done it, but now it's done, and I'm going to edit it, and then I'm going to upload it, and yeah, then we'll see. I will see you. So take care. Bye.